Good morning again to everyone who has been at morning prayer, and welcome to those joining for the meditation now or at some other time. The readings on which this meditation is based are Proverbs chapter 4, verses 10 to 18, James chapter 1, verses 1 to 12, and Psalm 139. I'd like to begin with a poem of Rumi. Going on a journey is empowering. It refreshes your being. If you can't go somewhere, journey through the passageways of the self. Like always changing shafts of light, you change as you explore them. So let us return or continue the silence of prayer. As we follow a spiritual path, we are challenged by outer circumstances. How should we respond to them in the light of our inner knowledge? And by our inner climate, so to speak. Are we alive and full of light, or are we in a period of dryness and lack of inspiration? And all the time we are contending with our biggest challenge, our ego. Both biblical passages today are concerned with these issues and offer ways of dealing with these challenges. Seek wisdom and do right, says Proverbs. The tests of life are to strengthen you, says James. And both, in different ways, say ask God for the faith and wisdom to face all challenges. So let us begin to go deeper into our meditation, taking 3 deep breaths, focusing on our physical being, seeking and bringing the breath to release any tensions in our body. And next, let's breathe away from our hearts any emotions of shame or regret, doubt, hurt. And finally, to monkey mind, soothing and stilling the leaping thoughts. Most of us are familiar by now with the Hebrew word for wisdom, Hochmah, and it is very similar in Aramaic, Hochmah, and interestingly, the derivation of the word has some association with the idea of bread, or with the substance bread. So as we seek wisdom, we are seeking the bread on which our spiritual life depends. So let us spend a little while now simply resting the word Hochmah on the breath, breathing in Hoch, breathing out Ma. And let us, by our own count, do this 33 times, slowly and deeply. And now let go of the focus on word and breath and listen for the echo in the heart. I have been a seeker, and I still am, but I stopped asking the books and the stars. I began listening to the teaching of my soul. Since in order to speak, one must first listen, learn to speak by listening. The soul is a wide listening sky with thousands of candles. Rumi again. And now, as we continue our exploration of wisdom, I invite you to imagine you are lying in a beautiful meadow. It's a warm, sunny day. The sky is blue with white clouds drifting by. There is a scent of wildflowers, and there are distant sounds of sheep and cattle and a passing stream. The whole atmosphere is one of tranquility, and you are simply relaxing and breathing this atmosphere, this peace of nature through every pore of every level of your being. If your eyes have been closed, you open them and watch the clouds floating by. And as you watch, one of those clouds appears to be moving towards you, coming down from the sky gently. And as it comes closer, it resolves itself into the most beautiful white horse with wings on its feet. The horse alights gently beside you, and as you recognize Pegasus, you sense he is inviting you to climb on his back, which you do, sitting astride or sideways as you wish, and holding gently onto his mane. And Pegasus turns, and you sense him rising from the ground, gently rising and rising until you are above the trees, above the clouds, and flying out into the wild blue yonder. You are completely without fear, totally comfortable and at rest. And you fly on and on and on, and day becomes night, and stars shine out, and further away there is a glimpse of the moon, the silvery light of the moon. And as you fly on, you begin to make out in the distance a shining form. It glistens like a rainbow, and as you come closer, you see that it is a mysterious palace made of rainbow crystal, with domes and minarets, shining among the stars. And you feel Pegasus beginning to descend, and he alights gently on a courtyard outside the palace, and he intimates to you telepathically that you should dismount and enter the building. You cross the moat by a bridge and step forward to a golden door. Turning the handle, you open it gently and step into a room full of rainbow light and an atmosphere of total peace. You see before you a golden throne, and in front of the throne a smaller seat with a velvet cushion. You are drawn to sit on this seat, and as you do so, the peace of the place seeps into your heart and mind and soul, and you close your eyes and enter into deep contemplation. After a while, you open your eyes, and sitting on the golden throne in front of you is a being. It has the form of a human being, but it has the light of an angelic being, and its eyes shine with love and acceptance and seem to penetrate deep within you with enormous compassion. For a while, you simply rest in loving communion with this being. For this is Hochmah, this is Sophia, this is the voice and the being of divine wisdom. And as you sit in silent contemplation, you may, if you wish, offer one of the challenges of your daily life or of your inner life, and then simply resume your contemplative listening. Now it is time to say goodbye and thank you to the wonderful being, Hochmah, wisdom, who watches as you get up from your seat and move towards the door, golden door, closing it behind you, crossing the bridge, climbing once again onto the back of beautiful Pegasus, who has waited patiently for you. Feel him lifting off the ground, turning round and returning through the night and the day, until you feel him gently alight once again in the meadow. You step down from his back, feeling the earth beneath your feet, smelling the flowers, hearing the distant sounds. You turn and watch in gratitude as Pegasus flies off and disappears. A gentle warning from the poet Hafez. It is always a danger to the seeker on the path when he begins to believe and act as if the 10,000 idiots who so long ruled and lived inside him have all packed their bags and skipped town or died. Another example of profound wisdom. So let us take up again the working with the breath, with the word Hochmah, breathing in and out. Hochmah. The Bible enjoins us to seek wisdom, and there is deep wisdom in poetry and imagination, and perhaps deepest of all in today's wonderful Psalm 139. Where could I go from your spirit? Or how could I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in darkness, you are there. If I soar on the wings of the morning, or dwell in the deepest parts of the sea, even there your hand will lead me, and your love will embrace me. If I say, let only darkness cover me, and the light about me be night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night dazzles us as with the sun. The darkness is as light with you. Search me, O my beloved, and know my heart. Try me and discern my thoughts. Help me to face the darkness within me. Enlighten me, that I might radiate your love and light. Thank you.